This is the call sign to Knicks Nation.
Yeah, Knicks Nation. Why? Okay, let me ask you something. Casey, why are you so loyal to this franchise who's not only done nothing but stink for all of you? How old are you?
36.
So your whole life they've stunk. Basically, your whole life they've stunk. And you
No. I went through the Ewing years, Max.
Oh,
we had some
you're
good
36 years
90s,
old. How
man.
old were you when Patrick Ewing was in his prime?
I was a good 8 years old. That's when I came into the game. Right there, Knicks Bulls, Knicks Pacers, Knicks Heat.
Hold on a second. 36 years ago. Let me just do this math right now. It's 2021. Carry the one. We get there to 2015, 1985.
Do your Googles,
born in
man.
1985. You were born in 1985.
1984. Do your Googles, man. I was there. I was there for the dunk. You see the dunk behind me? He's right behind me. Classic days.
All right, even if that was the case, you barely knew what was going on at the time. What have they done for you since then, Casey?
Listen, Max, it's been a hard 20 years since we traded the captain. You know this. It's been a hard 20 years from, the Houston $100 million contract to the Marbury era to, bringing in Carmelo and Stat. Knicks tape was good. 52 wins, second in the East.
One year of getting to the playoffs and not getting out of the first round. You're celebrating that. You see, this is what I mean about the mind. They can't, like, of an abused Knicks fan. You accept it. You're like, oh, they're good to me sometimes. One time in 20 years, we got to the playoffs. Didn't win a series.
Max, you have sold out.
You're right.
You used to be in these New York streets.
That's right.
They used to call you the general.
That's right.
They used to call you the general. They used to salute you. You used to call it down the middle, objective with the Knicks.
Objective.
You were a diehard Knicks fan.
Casey, I was never objective. I was a Knicks propagandist. What do you mean? I was giving you Knicks propaganda. I was celebrating Eddie Curry. What do you mean straight down the middle?
Eddie Curry, I have notes from Knicks fans who said, when Eddie Curry was beasting in 06 and 07, one Max Kellerman said there aren't 5 guys in the NBA that he would trade Eddie Curry for.
I was lying.
We got it on tape.
I was lying.
We got it on tape.
That's okay. I was lying. Not only that, I was hoping.
Number one.
I had my Knicks goggles on. I was hoping. He was beasting. He was scoring. And I was hoping, but that's what I mean. Casey Powell, CP, the franchise, founder of Knicks Fan TV on the Goodyear Hotline, Max Kellerman Show, ESPN Radio. By the way, you know why you're on? Because we tried to get Chuck D. Chuck is slammed. He does the show when he can. He said, you got to have Casey Powell on. He'd be great. And we said, all right, Chuck D recommended. Casey's on the show. Now,
the
Casey,
fan base has appointed me.
I understand.
With the duties of confronting the haters. They have put me in this seat.
You got it.
That is what Knicks Fan TV is all about. It's the number
you're
one
talking
show
to a
for
hater
the
right
fans
now,
by
Casey.
the fans.
You're talking to a hater right now. Now listen, this is what I'm talking about. When you're a Knicks fan, you have to pretend Eddie Curry's great. You have to hope that David Lee, I once said I wouldn't trade him for Kevin Garnett. I drank the Knicks Kool-Aid, and I was also selling Knicks Kool-Aid. I was peddling Knicks Kool-Aid. But I got off no time served because finally it occurred to me that I cannot root for a James Dolan-owned team. Casey, do you know what it was like dealing with the Knicks in those days? Do you know what it was like dealing with them? When I got to L.A., dealing with the Lakers was a pleasure. Even when they stunk and I was criticizing Jim Buss, it was easy to deal with the Lakers. You know what dealing with the Knicks is like?
I do, but this is what happens. When you leave home and you go Hollywood, you forgot where you came from, Kellerman. Right. Where is the honor and front running? So you went to L.A. now. They won a championship. What did it do for you? How did you feel when they won that championship?
It made me feel good.
It was empty.
No, it made me feel good.
It was empty.
It made me feel good. Would it have felt as good as if the Knicks won a championship and I rode with them the whole time? Of course not. But that's the point, Casey. They're never winning a championship.
It's all a part of the journey. It is all a part of the journey. We are on a journey right now, Max Kellerman. This is why you have me on. This is why you have me on. 18 and 17. Number 4 in the East. Put some respect on our name. Yeah. All right? Mainstream media has been dragging us through the mud. LOL, Knicks. And now when they're trying to have sensible topics, sensible conversation about the team, they sound foolish because they can't even come back to the middle because the Knicks fan, the smartest fan, the most sophisticated fan in all of NBA fandom is not having it. No, wait, you have been exposed. The mainstream media has been exposed. You had one guy come on this station the other day and say that Austin Rivers was the reason for the Knicks' success recently. Austin Rivers. He hasn't been relevant in months. Casey, he hasn't played in weeks.
I call it like I see it on the Knicks now, and when they're playing hard, I'll admit it, they're playing well. They're an exciting team to watch. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.